Ananya Venkat with their speech titled Potatoes, Eggs, and Coffee Beans. Ananya Venkat, Potatoes, Eggs, and Coffee Beans.
Once upon a time, there was a daughter. The daughter lived her life happily as a child, jumping and playing and enjoying her life to the fullest. But once she started going to school, she began facing more work and less fun, which she wasn't used to. Over time, her responsibilities and pressures increased bit by bit, until one day, she snapped. "That's it!" she exclaimed. She marched right up to her father and told him about all her endless problems. Because, that's just what all teens do whenever they have issues. They tell their parents about them. Am I right, guys? Her father thought for a moment about what she said before he replied with, "Let me show you something." Oh, great. Another metaphorical monologue. Father, sometimes the best answer in some cases is the simple one. The one that lasts one sentence long and is not an entirely unrelated story about birds and wind and whatever. Perhaps if you actually listened to me for once, you would know that. But of course, to nobody's surprise, the father did not listen to her and instead led her into the kitchen. There, he filled 3 pots with water and placed them each on the stove. Minutes ticked by, and the daughter was growing more and more impatient. "Father, what are you doing? I really don't think making pasta after I just poured my heart out to you is the best thing that you could do right now." But the father still didn't say anything, and instead just waited. Once the 3 pots began to boil, the father placed potatoes in the first pot, eggs in the second pot, and ground coffee beans in the third pot. The daughter was very confused as to whatever her father was doing, but she knew that he wouldn't answer any of her questions. So instead, she waited. And waited. And waited and waited and waited just a little bit longer until her father finally turned off the burners. Then he placed the potatoes in one pot, the eggs in another pot, and then ladled the coffee out into a mug. Finally, after all of this was done, he turned to his daughter and asked, "What do you see?" She took one look at the items on the table and then replied with, "Questionable dinner choices?" Even her father couldn't resist a smile at that. Well, not exactly. Look, touch the potatoes and see how they feel. When the daughter did that, she noticed that the potatoes felt soft. He then asked her to take one of the eggs and break it. When she did that, she noticed that the inside of the egg actually became hard. He then asked her to take a sip of the coffee. The rich aroma brought a smile to her face. Because yes, parents, teenagers drink coffee now. "Father, what does all this mean? I don't understand." Well, the one thing that the potatoes, the eggs, and the coffee beans have in common is that each of them faced the same experience, the boiling water. However, each of them reacted to it differently. The potatoes went in strong, hard, and unrelenting, as potatoes do, I guess. But when they were in the boiling water, they became soft and weak. The eggs were fragile, with thin shells protecting their liquid insides. But in the boiling water, their insides became hard. The coffee beans, however, they were unique. When they were in the water, they changed it and created something new from it, coffee. "So which are you?" he asked his daughter. "When hardship knocks on your door, how do you respond? Are you a potato, an egg, or a coffee bean?" "Oh, I think I get it now," she replied. "Well, I guess I'd rather make coffee." The father smiled and said, "That's right." So moral of the story, when you feel pressured by adversity and hardship, persevere through and create a better version of yourself from the wreck, rather than giving up or closing yourself off. Thank you.
Okay, good. I'm going to hold you to it. All right. Now to the next one.
Our next participant is Ananya. This was Ananya's 5th time in these workshops, and what an incredible journey it has been. She first joined us in 2020 at a very young age, and by choice completed the confidence level workshop twice before progressing further. Today, we see a completely transformed presenter, someone who has evolved from speaking in a very soft voice to confidently commanding the stage with humor, expression, and dramatic flair. Her enthusiasm, active participation, and willingness to embrace every opportunity have consistently set her apart. Her achievements speak volumes. During the silver level, she earned the Shining Moments ribbon 5 times and received the Class Group Success Award. In the gold level, she won the Shining Moments ribbon 7 times, including 4 awards for extempore debate. To date, Ananya has delivered 25 prepared speeches, 40 impromptu/extempore debate speeches, led 16 evaluations, served as leader of the day/debate moderator multiple times, and has contributed as a coach's assistant. It is my privilege to formally acknowledge her outstanding accomplishment in completing all 4 DSI education levels and confer upon Ananya the title of DSI Distinguished Youth Leader.
That was a good effect. I think that you'll stand up for this child. Again, that makes me also and congratulations. Great job. Very proud of you. Her sister is also a distinguished youth leader, by the way. They both came back. Great job. Very proud of you kids. All right. So that's it. Thank you, Shreyas.